Thank you. To call the Litchfield Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting to order at 7 o'clock. We'll start with roll call. So with you,
John Brunel.
John Dever.
Laurie Gandia.
Jerry Sorensen.
All right. Jerry, are you a full member or an alternate?
I'm an alternate,
Right,
so
so
you have to,
I'm going to appoint you as a full member for tonight.
so we can have enough people. That's perfect.
And we do have two cases on the agenda, and it's my understanding that both applicants are seeking a continuance, but I'll call the first case. It's case number 221-22-1, a variance from LZO Article 800, Section 803, to allow a gas station with one access egress point where two are required. Name of applicant, Thoreau Properties LLC. Owner of the property is Thoreau Development LLC. Location of property is 522 Charles Bancroft Highway, Litchfield, New Hampshire, 03052, map 22, lot 11. And who will be presenting?
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. My name is Morgan Hollis. I'm an attorney at Gottesman and Hollis, 39 East Pearl Street in Nashua, and I represent the applicant and the owner of the property.
Attorney Hollis, before you do, I'm going to recuse myself from this. So if you just want to mind, you can sit there.
Okay.
And this evening, I'd like to request a continuance to your next meeting. And the reason why is we've discovered, some of you have been on the board long enough, you've heard some of this case, some of the variance requests we've had to make before. And we've recently learned that at least in one instance, the variance has expired, and in several other instances, due to your changes in codes in your ordinance, that we have to ask for additional variances. It is a part of a conditional use permit now, so our prior approvals really have expired and of no value. We'll have to start over. So we'd like to continue this evening's case, and we're submitting new applications. They'll all be consolidated. So I'd ask it be continued to a date certain, and that would be your next meeting, please.
So I believe our next meeting is March 21st.
That would be great.
First full day of spring. We just checked it out.
Thank you.
Is there any questions or discussions from the board?
Well, just as I was reviewing the case, and this is something that if we could, it'd be great for next month, is I keep reading where required to, and is it NFPA? Is it, I'm trying to figure out where the requirement was established.
The ordinance requires
Right.
two
But I'm
driveways.
trying to figure out where the ordinance established it, because it may have established it because of a fire code issue, or may have established it sort of
Oh, the purpose?
yeah.
I don't have any answer to that.
See, that's
I've
what-
looked hard and long.
Me
for
too.
that,
That's
yeah.
what I've been trying to. So, in the meantime, if it's going to be a continuance, that's great, because I was going to probably get to the point where I don't have enough information to make a decision. But I would like to see the fire department review this as part of kind of our coordination. If we added that, the fire department, just so we can get kind of their information, their buy-in, or their reasons why. I mean, obviously, the New Hampshire Department of Transportation has a big interest in how they're addressing, access points. But in which case, but I really think one of the main reasons why those two entrances come from, it's probably a fire code or an NFPA, National Fire Protection Association. As long as we're in accordance with that, that's probably where the person who did the zoning probably found that to be a code issue. So for us to waive it as a zoning ordinance, we want to make sure we're not waiving an actual code requirement as well.
It could very well be a safety thing,
Right.
right? To have one access in and one access out, which is what I've seen in the past.
Yeah. A lot of it, and that's usually fire response. If there's a situation, it's a gas station, so there's going to be eventually, or maybe not, but eventually there'll be some fire response. So I think the fire department needs to kind of look at this if it's one access point, to make sure they're coordinated on how they're going to access it during an emergency.
Would that be something that you could do, or would we reach out to the fire department for that case?
I would ask our building inspector
Yeah.
to coordinate that.
Okay,
Yeah, I will be discussing it with
nice. Thank you.
That's great. That's great, because if I had that information, I think that's the piece we would need next month to make sure we had that piece to make a decision.
sounds really good. Get that information up front.
Yeah, obviously that someone put it into our ordinance for a reason and they probably got it from a code somewhere. So I want to make sure that if we give a variance, we're not giving a variance, which is also, it would be a code violation.
Causing a safety issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the continuance is great, and that's kind of where I was at in my initial studies. If we could clear that up next month, then it would be a lot easier to make a decision.
Okay, any further questions? I'll make a motion to accept the continuation of this case until March 21st, 2022.
Second.
You have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? That's 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask, since Laura's going to be stepping down from this case next month, do you have enough members to?
We should.
We have a lot of members now, which
Oh,
is
good.
Yeah.
amazing, but they're not
I
all
thought I
here
read you
today.
had some new members.
Yes.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think when it's just President's Day, some folks are skiing.
yeah, I
that's
think
probably
it's-
it. Is
Some
the
folks- I
President's
saw
Day.
your note came out. Hey, I'll be here.
Yes,
I don't know how to ski, so I'll be here.
Hey, Laura, what is the conflict?
Financial.
Okay.
All right. And just, I cannot comment on that case, but we're not allowed to waive fire prevention standards. So if it isn't an HPA, if zoning is doing that,
Yeah, we can do
we can't waive an NHPA.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I guess I found it in here where it says you must have to, but that came from somewhere, and I'm not 100.
Right, I can't talk about the case, but I can say,
Right,
as
right,
a general rule, we can't waive.
it.
So that's why
That's good to know.
for me to
beforehand.
approve it, I'd have to have that cleared
So-
up.
It could be a moot point, but we'll see what happens.
All right, so I'm going to call case number 221-2022-2, variance from LZL Article 800, Section 801, to allow temporary parking to support Spooky World events and outside storage and storage container trailers to support Mel's Funway Park in Spooky World. Name of applicant, Whitney Realty Trust, owner of property, Whitney Realty Trust, location of property, 443 Charles Bancroft Highway, map 20, lot 14, and who will be presenting?
Madam Chair, members of the board, good evening. I am Andy Perlman, attorney with Prunier and Perlman of Nashua. And Morgan and I are making short work of your hearing tonight. On behalf of our client, the Whitney Realty Trust, as well as Mel's Funway Park, I respectfully request a continuance until your April 18th hearing, if that's agreeable to the board. The reason is because once we submitted the application, Mr. Blackwell called out a couple issues on the plan that we can resolve by moving some things around on the plan. And I also have to work with Mr. Blackwell on the driveway entrance coming off of 3A, and it may require an additional variance, or perhaps not, maybe a wetland special exception, maybe not. We'll see. But it's going to take me some time to kind of get the plans updated. And if I do have to get another application in, that'll take some time, which is why I need the additional month to April 18th.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, anybody want to make a motion to continue until April 18th?
Moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, passes 4-0-0. All right, so April 18th, 2022.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you,
See
Andy.
you guys.
See you later.
All right, we have communication and other business. Anybody have anything? No? All right, and I'll take a motion to adjourn at 7:10.
Motion adjourned, please.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That passes 4-0-0. The meeting is adjourned.
Fantastic.